Ready?
I'm hanging there by my feet, and there's nothing but water flooding the floors. Oh wait, we're live. So hey everybody,
What's
That's
up?
awful. Good morning.
welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Interviews, and hopefully it's going to be another fun night of insanity. Tonight we have our guests, Andy Smith, Don Chin. We have some good books to go through. It should be a fun time. So before we get into that, let's talk about whatever's controversial in comics news right now. I think the most controversial thing happening in comics news right now is people protesting to Marvel, looking to ban the Punisher.
Oh,
Yeah, we covered that on Doodle and Chill.
I'll be covering that on my podcast tomorrow. That is so what? It's just so stupid. Hey,
Sim, can you show your drawing from Sunday?
Hold on, let me try and open it.
Where was the protest for banishing the Joker after the Colorado movie theater
That's true.
deal?
Double standard.
I don't know. It's the same haters on both sides of that one. It's just, they just neglected the Joker, and that,
Yeah.
There.
I'm gonna try to find the Punisher book that we parodied. Hang on just a second.
During the Doodle and Chill, I did two little
there
sketches.
you
So
go.
one of them was to put like Punisher and Wolverine, right? So toxic mail conveyor, and here you have the cash trader, like in Nice Pirates, and you have the SJW, and then you have that guy that's a mix of like Mr. Peanut, Mr. Monopoly, Russian, and everything.
right? Yeah.
And then I did this. Punisher sitting on the chair with the mouser coming to take his balls. And he says, not only did they betray my creators, but me too after years of loyal services.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Let's see here.
It's like the skull's never been used before for anything. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, I don't know. I mean, we're all in comics. The four of us are all in comics and stuff. And when you see that skull used, I know the first thing I don't think of is the Punisher, because it's not. It doesn't even come to mind.
But
Just like whatever.
the thing is that, dude, you could have you could have a criminal worshiping like Superman.
Yeah.
The thing is,
to
to anybody, like to your superhero, to the enemy, is the supervillain.
yeah.
So it's like anybody could use that as a logo. And I'm sorry, Pirates been using skulls way before Punisher.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I remember first seeing it kind of used in that Brad Cooper movie when he was a sniper, was an American sniper.
Oh yeah, Bradley Cooper. Yeah. Was it in that? I remember the movie. I don't remember the Punisher thing. But...
Yeah, I was surprised because I went into the theater and watched it, and I saw the logo on vehicles and stuff. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but I have another reasoning behind it, because there's always like good thing to a bad thing. Does that mean that it's gonna be cheap to buy?
Ooh.
Sim wants to buy a Punisher, right?
I'll buy it and I'll do it right.
You will.
That's like the bonus right there. That's like the bonus.
It's like you don't want Lobo, you don't want Punisher, give them to me. I'll buy them from nothing. Come on.
I was gonna. This is a book I did in 1992 or 3, and it's the Sam Keith cover. We split the Punisher. It's
The
called
Pummeler.
The Pummeler, and he's got a bunch of furry animals on the end of his machine gun, and then on the back is Ty Templeton with the Pummeler shooting at a squirrel because it triggered him.
That's
great.
Because it triggered him.
Because it triggered him.
That is great. That is just funny. So let's I'm sorry. I'm still stuck. The Punisher, that's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's like just because somebody's a fan of the Punisher, you know what I mean? It's not like
to me it smells like there's something else behind it, because I'm sorry, he represents the idea of like he's a cop. he's also a Marine, right? He served,
Right.
and he's a cop, and he's the one that got betrayed. His entire family died, like got killed in an accident. If you go with the original story, it was an accident. He was having a
Right.
picnic, and there was two gangs having a shootout, and they got killed, and nobody did nothing. People just wiped under the, and he decides to take justice because people are ignoring justice. So this is the entire premise of Punisher that they're after. It's not just the skull, because like we established before, pirates been wearing skulls for a freaking long time, and skulls have been related to even chivalry.
I
Mhm.
mean,
Hi, Sparkles.
Yeah, Sparkle
Hi.
Sparkle is here
Hello.
to join us
Hello.
for a little bit till she has to leave. I figured that since she helps promote Captain Love and helps promote this show for me so much, that I would in turn have her on and promote her show a little bit. So we're gonna everybody who's watching now, later, whatever, go to youtube.com/everything Sparkle TV and subscribe to her YouTube channel. And hit the little bell for notifications. She has a great show that broadcasts every Thursday at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern, and everybody else figure it out.
And if you guys are like trying to launch something and you want to come on the show and plug it, you could contact Drew or me. And Sparkle TV on Instagram. So
I'm subscribing right now. Thank you.
And Sparkle, this is Don Chin. You've met Sim, and then that's Andy Smith up there. Andy is a very, very, very experienced and talented comic book illustrator who has drawn for DC and Marvel, and he's got an indie comic now called 1stMan. And Don specializes in parodies. So.
parodies in comic books?
Yes, parody comic.
What does that mean? I'm always learning new things.
Like we just before you came in, we were talking about the Punisher. And
that's actually my favorite comic is The Punisher.
Okay, so you like the Pummeler, which is a parody I did in the '90s, and he's basically the Punisher with no brains. He likes to shoot at little furry rodents. He's that's the cover is him with a bunch of nice furry animals on the end of his big.
How come he has no brains?
That's a good question. We never really did. He's just kind of a, he's a vigilante, but he doesn't exactly. He's triggered for all the wrong reasons. So we just kind of made fun of the Marvel version. There's one episode in our book where he's basically cleaning his bathroom, and he
has a brain for function, but he's a pea brain.
Yeah,
There you go.
he just kind of goes at things with a militaristic attitude. So when he goes to clean his bathroom, he's like throwing things like they're grenades, and it's just, I'll have to send you the issue, and then you probably would appreciate it a little bit more.
So when did you come out with that? That just came out this year?
Actually, I've been doing parodies since like the 80s. My claim to fame is this creation behind me on the wall, which is called the Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters, which is a parody of the Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
So
That's really cool. Are you ever going to do a parody of Captain Love? Or you?
I watched the trailer earlier today, and I said this is right up my alley because I like sci-fi and I like space operas, and I'm a big fan of like things like the Orville and Galaxy Quest. So
Yeah, the Orville and Galaxy Quest, those. Yeah, I was talking to them before the show and telling them how I'm like big sci-fi nerd. Grew up as a child watching everything sci-fi. You know what I mean? So it's,
Talking about sci-fi, and before we go to covering the campaigns, we're covering the little comic book things there. I'd like to highlight the idea that we lost somebody important today. Julia Strain.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
She, last year they announced that she passed away, and it ended up being a fake. Well, this year she actually passed away, and Fact 2 was a big influence on me, and
Oh,
You know, Heavy Metal magazine inspired the hell out of me. Everybody knows this. And
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sparkle,
dude, that
if
actually made me cry today.
you're not familiar, Sim, do you want to share the graphic that you've been putting out on social media? So Sparkle, in case she hasn't, she's not familiar
Yep.
with the person by name, she may have seen the character at one point or something.
On it.
And then everybody else in the
Actually,
audience.
Sim, wasn't she married to Kevin Eastman for a
Yeah,
period?
she was married to Kevin
For a
Eastman. They
while,
had
yeah.
they had a son, and they split up. And she had a new husband, and he took care of her because she's been dealing with. She had an accident. She fell down a horse and went in her late 20s,
Oh my God.
and it gave her that, like, after a few years, it wiped her entire childhood from her memories, and she's been dealing with dementia slowly, and
Oh,
she
man.
finally passed away.
Yeah.
And here's the little image of her here.
That's sad.
Dude, she's iconic. She's the inspiration behind.
Oh yeah, I have seen
Like,
that.
she's the
Okay.
inspiration behind
Oh,
my
yeah.
Demona, and she's like
I
the
love
entire
that.
heavy metal. In fact, too, inspired the Nav Verse. So to me, it's like. So yeah,
Wow,
She-
I'm sorry.
Aw.
and you know, Bisley did so many paintings of her.
Yeah.
So did Royo,
That's incredible.
two of my favorites.
Well, okay, guys, I'm so sorry to come and run. I didn't have the link for a little bit, but I will see you guys next time.
Nice.
All right,
nice.
hey,
All right.
Sparkle,
Nice
thanks
to
for
meet you.
coming, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye. No, now it's just ugly guys. Oh well.
Yeah. Back to the sausage fest.
Yeah, exactly.
So people, you can let your gut out and be yourself.
There you go.
I was intimidated. Yeah, I've never been on a stream with an attractive lady like that. So
All right. So that makes a good transition moment. So
Yeah.
So Dawn, tell us about X-Farce.
X-Farce. Well, back in the 90s, I was working for an independent company called Eclipse Comics, and they were the ones that kind of launched me with the hamsters in the 80s. And then after Rob Liefeld announced he was going to do X-Force for Marvel, it sold, I think it sold like 5 or 6 million copies of X-Force. And so I went back to Eclipse and I said, hey, I got another idea for a spoof. And I would call it X-Farce, and it's a spoof of Rob Liefeld. And they said, let's do it. So in 92, they came out with X-Farce, which is a black and white parody. And it's the very first parody that I ever worked with a guy named Bill Mouse. And
Yeah.
Bill went on to do several parodies with me. But so this is basically X-Farce Reloaded is bringing that story back, which was like about 20 pages in black and white. And then we have a Lee and Kirby spoof that we did in the 90s called the X-Cons. So those 30 pages are being remastered for a new audience in full color. And then we have an additional 18 pages of new material in the book. So all told, it's 48 pages, full color, no ads, 7 different stories, including Mike Barron contributes. And then we have a variant cover by Rob Willis, who's a pretty popular talent that's doing a lot of work these days. And so, the campaign, we launched it about 10 days ago. We're almost at 2,000. And I've already met my goal. I kind of set a low goal because this was more like a labor of love to me, not necessarily I didn't want it to, if it made a lot of money, I wouldn't have been upset. But it's more like giving back, because I just really felt after 2020, we could all use a good laugh.
Mhm.
And I think we're going to need one in 2021.
They just say comedy's been one of the first victims of everything that's been going on right now, and we kind of need it. Like everything, like I have to say, like with everything going on, if you follow me, you've noticed I've been sharing a lot of comedy. I've been Carlin
Amen.
and
Amen.
Chappelle. It's like when shit gets really bad,
Yeah.
you need to be able to laugh at adversity.
Exactly.
You know,
I was just on Sim's channel on Sunday. We had a doodle
doodle
party,
show.
and we did parodies, and then we had Bill Mouse was on there and one of my other artists. So
Yeah, we had fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and we so basically X-Farce is just if you like mutants and you like X-Men, you'd probably like X-Farce. It's got a lot of laugh a minute comedy in it, kind of like if the movie Airplane was cast with mutants.
What I was saying, like comics are supposed escapism. What's more escapism than comedy? So if you like to laugh at things, you like to make fun of things, usually comedy parody is laughing at this thing that we love. We don't waste time on things that we hate. We just take a freaking pun at it and move along.
Right.
Parody, everybody needs it. Give it. I think it's a breath of fresh air.
Thank you, Sim. I appreciate that, bro. Drew, did you want me to show any images or share screen?
Actually, I have the campaign ready to be shared here.
You should consider doing a parody of all CG characters. I'd give you a thumbs up.
I know. I think that might be ripe to do that. I'm just getting my feet wet in this whole crowdfunding thing. I don't know if Andy, you've done this before, but we're like from the '90s era, so we're kind of older creators. So if anyone is interested in looking at the campaign, you can go to Indiegogo and actually just go to xfarce.com, which is on my little name tag down there, and it'll take you right to our campaign page. So
and I just posted the link in the chat, and the link for both campaigns, for 1stMan and for X-Farce, are in the description of this video. So
thanks, Drew. So just so everybody knows, I started a sale yesterday to kind of honor my late dad. So there's a lot of art pages. He would have been 99 yesterday. So I posted a lot of original art pages for like $99 off. So if someone was so inclined to want to buy Bill Mouse's cover, it's now $99 less than it was a few days ago. But the best deal, I think, is the Executive Colossal box, which is all 3 comics signed. There's a metal lunchbox, a ceramic mug, and a sketch card by Bill Mouse. Yeah, if you
got a good look. Before we go down through your perks, though, for the people who have no clue,
you want to play the trailer?
Yeah, we should play.
Awesome! That'd be great.
Did you share the audio?
No.
That's what I thought.
I did.
Nope, and it's the video muted.
No. Yeah, I did. I had it muted. Here we go.
My name is Professor Baldy, and I run a school for juvenile delinquents. But not just any delinquents. Mine are specially gifted. You might even call them mutants. Trust a few reformed ex-cons. Tangerine.
Am I the apple of your eye, Bubba?
Jeannie Gray. Beastie Boy. Oh, everybody dance now. Snow Cone.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
And their friends from X-Farce. Cable TV.
Eat remote control, frog face.
Garfarel. Meow. Dominoes.
This book has just the right amount of cheese.
And introducing the Newt Mutants. Beware the rest. Magneto. Mistress Piggy. And not at all breaking the fourth wall. Cesspool. Now, Verity Press Comics is back with X-Farce Reloaded #1. Don't miss this extraordinary comics extravaganza with 7 full color stories of marvelous mutant mayhem. Back this book today for awesome variant covers and original artwork tiers. 48 pages of action and hilarious hijinks by some of comics' funniest talents. Verity Press, making the world laugh again. Only on Indiegogo.
That looks like a lot of fun.
Thanks, man. I tried to spoof like the original the X-Men 2000 movie trailer, the one with Patrick Stewart. So that's why we had a voice actor be Professor X.
I got you. Yeah.
Check the back room.
Oh, wait, there's somebody in the back room. Let's see here.
I think it might be Church.
It is. It's Church. What's up, Church?
Did somebody say X-Farce?
Church and I go back a long ways. He was like my introduction to Comicsgate, and just he found me on Twitter. He reviewed the hamster, so I reached out to him, and I've been on his show like 4 or 5 times, and appreciate your support, buddy.
Yeah, he's also one of the reasons why I know you work about you, that you were around. He talked to me about you.
Oh,
you were coming with X-Farce.
I go on Church's show every once in a while and to bust his balls until they're broken.
Yeah. He's not a good friend, Don. No, I to get my headset working, my actual cans went out the other day, so I've been using a wireless headset and have to go in and switch my mic around to make sure it doesn't pick up on the wireless headset mic.
Yeah, well, if your cans keep falling out, maybe you get a bra.
Yep.
Nope, I like to live dangerously.
Then get a sport bra.
We have quite a crew in here.
I'm gonna wear a spaghetti strap next stream.
All right, so this is the cover of the X-Farce Reloaded right here, right?
Yeah, that's the brand new tribute cover that Bill, he redrew the original 1992 cover for like a 2020. So that's all new artwork and color and everything.
And it reprints the old one plus new material.
Right. 30 pages of old material that wasn't ever in color, and then the rest is all new colored material. There's some pages. You'll see some pages of the
So
new
it's fully remastered.
Fully remastered, Sim.
So actually reloaded, Sim. It's right there on the cover.
I know. It's weird. It says it on there, but we get the same question all over again.
That's right.
That's why we try to get the creators to repeat it so people.
I love the cat here. This is killing me. This is
Garfarrell. She's going to be on the cover that Rob Willis is drawing. But I wanted to mention to your viewers that if you signed up and you got the $75 tier, I was going to throw in a free sketch by one of our artists named Delphin Barrel. So whoever is the first $75 or more backer on the campaign is going to get an extra 8.5 by 11 Sharpie sketch by one of our artists. He's actually the colorist in the book as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. So my cat's trying to get my attention. He does that all the time.
Tell me about the guy with the fork and knife. I don't think we know too much about him.
That's Fallen Star. I modeled him after Pee Wee Herman.
Okay.
In the 90s, he had that incident in the theater.
Yes. Got a little too happy at the happy place.
So he's basically a disgruntled children's show host.
All right, excellent.
And then you've got, Tonto, and
that's a very interesting concept. The knife and fork. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah, we poke fun at all the. I mean, the Marvel characters that are in X-Men are they kind of parody themselves because they're so, they're always in this soap opera angst with the professor or with each other or with the humans not treating them right. So it's all, to me, they write themselves because they're just
over the top.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a sequel should be The Inhumane.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, have the Inhumans drama because it's literally the same story.
That's true. I like the Inhumans when I was a kid. I used to read, Black Bolt and what was the name of the dog? Lockjaw.
Lockjaw.
Yeah. Lockjaw.
So. Sweet. Yeah, so that's the main cover is the one you're seeing right there, and then there's 2 other variants. Which, if you scroll down,
I really like the fact that Farrell is Garfield.
Oh, I like it. You're going Silver Age look on the interiors, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a 10-page like an origin story that doing, and then that's the one with Cesspool is like more of the Rob Liefeld X-Force era.
It's his. Why does this diaper look like Warshak's face mask? That's what I want to know.
Actually, Drew, could you scroll up a little bit? I wanted to kind of show Rob Willis's work in progress. It's a black and white on the right hand side. Keep scrolling up a little bit. That's actually not. That's the X-Cons. Keep going. There you go, right there. Rob Willis just sent me this yesterday, and he's working on a cover for us. And he's kind of got that Dale Keown, Stephen Platt, level of detail. So he's going to be doing a full color cover for us. And so far, I really like what he's done with Deadpool. Or, I'm sorry, with Cesspool. I don't want to get sued.
Yeah, with Deathstroke. I mean, Deadpool. I mean, Cesspool.
Right. Exactly. That's kind of funny on that one. It's a parody of
Scarlet
a parody.
Spider-Man.
Oh God, not another clone! Please, not another clone.
That's right.
Could you imagine that? After all this time,
Wade
that's where the
Wilson,
clone
just a
went.
clone of Peter Parker. Yeah, that's just Kane under there.
There you go. Explains why he has all those reflexes and can bend exactly like him because he's a clone of Spider-Man.
Let me nerd flex on you real quick. Secret Wars 2015. They actually retconned in the fact that Deadpool was the first wearer of the Spider-Man symbiote, and that's why it's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. I can see that.
Something new.
Yeah, they put Deadpool on the Secret Wars planet, and he wore the symbiote first, and that's why it was in the machine to hide from Deadpool.
What happened to just Brock being insane?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's another story for that, but we got another book to get to. I don't have time to get into all that.
Well, we're here. Let's see. This looks really good. So where were we? Right here. So this is this character here with the spoons is who?
Her name is Spooner. She's trying out for the X-Men because one of the members named Hunger James ate himself. So
Hunger James.
Hunger James. That's a Mike Barron story. He did 3 pages for us, and Mike is actually a parody press vet. He actually had a story in the Pummeler book that I showed you guys earlier. So he's back with a new artist named Ted Hellard, and this is their contribution, which is, what if the X-Men had to have auditions in the public? And so
I wonder if that's inspired by Mystery Men at all, because that's.
Oh, you're
that
right.
would be,
You're right.
That would be. They would just be the Legion of Superheroes then.
What was that guy's name? Hank Azaria's character in
Mystery Men. His character's name was it wasn't Forkman. That's why they made fun of him. It was
The what?
Raja, the Blue Raja.
That's right.
The Blue Raja.
That was a funny movie, which also had Paul Rubens in it from Pee Wee Herman, right? He was
as the spleen.
Yep.
You want to know my superpower? Pull my finger.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I like Bob Burden's work in the 80s and 90s. He was the flaming carrot guy.
Yeah. Yep. That movie was great. That movie, I mean, as silly and as just over the top silly as that movie was, it really was a good flick.
Yeah.
So okay, you got to tell me who's this.
This is there's a news story that is what if other companies had mutants. So it's a what if story that's narrated by instead of the Watcher, I have a guy that looks like Elmer Fudd. That's the Poacher, and so he's out in space and he speaks with a lisp, and he is basically saying, what if Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, the parody names that I gave them are Stan Lee and Vac Kirby. Remember there used to be Kirby vacuums. Mm-hmm. So anyways, it's a 3-page story. And so this take is what if Gold Key Comics got Stan Lee to work for him. So you'd have instead of the Sentinels, they would be Beagle Boy Sentinels. and then you've got Ducklops and Mouserine there on the bottom.
That's just hilarious.
And then we have them.
Funniness here.
There's a page that you haven't seen where they enter the Archie universe. So instead of Juggernaut, there's Juggerhead Knot, and he looks like Jughead.
Fantastic.
Oh man, this is good stuff. This is good stuff.
Thank you.
It's wholesome. It's very wholesome.
It's pretty wholesome. It's for 13 and up, so you can read it and give it to your kids. This cover here is one of my favorites. It's Mark Lewis, who drew for us in the 90s. He actually became an animator on X-Men, the animated series, after he worked for us. But we asked him to contribute this homage cover. So he took X-Men #4 and we turned it into X-Cons #1 with the Brotherhood of Vile Misfits. And he did all the typography, and he said, hey, I think I can even make this look like it's distressed and like it's got wear and stuff. So that's kind of how we came up with the idea to make the story on the inside look like it had brown, mildewy pages. So that'll be fun.
So who's the chicken red that looks like Scarlet Witch? With the
Scarlet Wrench.
Scarlet Wrench. Okay.
And then there's Quacksilver above her.
Quacksilver. Oh.
So,
Oh man.
Yeah, he's a real talented guy, and we have his cover sketch available if someone wants to buy it. It's like $300 plus you get the comic book that it's.
So what's up with thumbnail face?
It's the toe instead of the toad.
The toe. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That's just too much. That's great. I love it. I love it.
That's the executive colossal box that's now on sale for $149.
Wow.
And you get a cool metal lunchbox, a ceramic mug, and an actual trading card pen and ink sketch by Bill Mouse.
So
And
you have Eric McIntyre asking, so how many books is in this campaign? I would say one with multiple covers.
that is correct. One 48-page book, Eric, all no ads.
The pleasure of having indie comics.
That's right. No
You don't
ads.
have half the book
I
being
think
ads.
I think we need somebody in the community to come together and start putting like old school ad pages together, but it's just like other CG books and like fake stuff.
Like the host,
And you just slip those in.
like the old school. Oh my gosh, I actually have an example.
You got like 100 different ads on one page, and you can buy like the plastic figurines and the weight like lifting book, and you know the cardboard cutouts and all that stuff for like 14 cents.
Johnson Smith,
the Woody Woodpecker scissors.
Oh yeah, you'd have to pay primo for a full page ad though.
Yeah,
I'm talking about like doing a couple of pages of just like jarbled, like 15, 20 different items on a page.
what we need CG characters promoting other CG books, kind of like how Richie Rich promoted Hostess Twinkies.
I do that all the time. It's called Easter eggs in comics.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like in Maleficent, like you see Vincent go to his room, and you see like he has like CG comics everywhere, to let you know that he's a big CG whale. He kills people to find his books.
Holy shit, Don! We got to find out for the next X parody book. If you do one, we got to find out if there's a license on Combo Man still.
You'll have
From
to
the-
send me him. I'm not familiar with him.
Oh, in the 80s and 90s, Combos like the pretzel snack.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Combo Man.
They had a deal with Marvel Comics for advertising, and in certain packaging, you could get a trading card for Combo Man, which was like 30 different Marvel characters, and it was slices of them all stacked together.
Oh, that's cool.
I have that trading card.
So, Drew,
I'll shoot you a picture of it.
Yeah, you're seeing some of the other art from the inside. A lot of the artwork's for sale. Like, for instance, this is going to be the back cover, the New Mutants. And I asked my artist, whose name is Thad Rhodes, if he could try to go for like the 90s, 80s Bill Sienkiewicz, kind of that painted style that he used for his covers and stuff. So I think he did a good job. It's very kind of photorealistic, and he contributes a story inside the book that's in this painted style. So
that looks awesome.
Yeah. So we've got, what if I have these characters are flunkies from the Van Sciver Institute. So they're now the Newt Mutants, and they get picked up by Professor. And instead of there's the character that has the dog's head on it, and that's Wolfsbane, because there's a Wolfsbane in the New Mutants that turns into a wolf. So ours is Wolfsbane, and she turns into a Scottish Terrier, and all she does is yaps.
Those yaps can get annoying, man. Those naps.
Yeah, we got a little down on the corner of that New Mutants. There's also the one that has the purple. That's Karma Chameleon. So it's like Boy George as a superhero.
It's like, do you really want to kill me? Yeah.
Then there's Wolfsbane.
Right. Wolfsbane.
That's a warlock character.
Yeah.
Too funny. Funny.
Let's
look at your perks here. Let's get everybody familiar with what they need to spend here. So let's see, all 3 X-Farce cover variants for $75. That's $25 each, and you save money shipping them together, which is great. Self-explanatory. And then we got the X-Farce #1 tribute cover, which is this one here for $25. You got the Unfunny X-Cons variant cover, which we just talked about with the Red Wrench.
Yeah, Scarlet Wrench. Yeah,
that's just, oh my gosh, I'm laughing at that. And then we have the Rob Williams variant, which is
in progress.
What's that? What do you call it? Cesspool.
Yeah,
Cesspool.
It'll have 5 characters on it. That is just actually it's in progress. So
that's just funny. And then you have the Parody Press Comics Vault Pack, which is that what's this down here we're talking about?
Actually, the Vault Pack, Drew, is just if fans wanted to get their hands on actual 90s books that we did under Parody Press. I have just a select few extra issues. So all our comics in this campaign come signed free of charge. So if you wanted a sampling of, we did literally 100 to 200 spoofs back in the 90s. So I have a few of these issues like Bloody Hot or The Pummeler, which I showed you earlier. Those, it's kind of a random assortment of what you're going to get. But I just sent one of those out. Actually, we sold one and I just sent it out yesterday. But I actually threw in a few extra books. So if you bought that and you were expecting to get 5, you'll probably get a 2 or 3 extra.
Sorry, my cat just decided to jump onto the computer.
That's why my cat's not allowed in my
You're right
office.
there. Yeah. And then
there we go.
Yeah, so if somebody just kind of wants to see what we did back in the 90s, we spoofed everything from Batman to Superman to Spider-Man. Andy, didn't you work for Valiant or Defiant back in the day? I can't remember. Valiant. Okay.
Yeah.
What titles did you do?
Exo
was the only one I worked on. Exo Man of War.
I think we did an Exo spoof. I have to look it up on what it was.
I'm pretty sure you did a Bloodshot spoof.
Yeah, we have the Bloody Hot book. Is it here?
Bloody Hot.
Yeah, Bloody Hot was like, we even tried to make the cover look like it was chromium, and that was a fun book. But yeah,
Bloody Hot. When it's your time of the
you
month.
tried to make it look like it was him?
Yeah.
Explain that.
Let me see if I have it here. Let me see. Oh yeah, here it is.
Here it is.
I'll show it to you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah, we
That's
have a
great.
whole Kurt Hathaway, who was the letterer for Rob Liefeld's Extreme Studios. He actually did most of our books and our logos. So any logo we needed to look like it was an actual logo.
I mean, that's convincing. I mean, it really is. That is convincing. Like when you tilt it and stuff, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? Not too shabby.
That's not foil or anything on that. That's just.
It was a metallic ink.
Okay, there we go. Metallic ink.
We did all sorts of stuff, like the Pummeler. The Pummeler had an embossed logo. So we didn't skimp on the covers. We skimped on the inside. Most of our books were never in. We only did like maybe one color book the whole time we did Parody Press. They were just black and whites, and they'd sell 20 to 30,000 copies back in the day. So that was pretty sweet. Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the considering it's parody, most people who do parody books do them in black and white because most people are familiar with that genre for parody because of Mad Magazine, which is the most widely known parody.
Like I was saying on Doodle and Chill, like in Canada, it was easier to find those parodies in corner stores and stuff like that than actual comics.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I mean, like I don't know. I mean, if everybody follows this, they probably know. But like Heavy Metal magazine was probably the thing I read the most as far as comic related.
Yeah,
but I did get every single issue of Mad Magazine that came out for years and years and years. I mean, it's. I mean, seriously, like as probably as far back. I think my first one might have been like in the 70s when it was Saturday Night Fever spoof. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I know. I think it might have even been even further back when they did the Grease spoof. So
he's dating himself, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Well, I have to. I'm so damn handsome. I have to date myself. I mean.
Yeah. We're gonna have to carbon date this motherfucker before it's over with. And the first Mad Magazine back when you had to ride your dinosaur down to the corner store to get it.
I think I did. You guys, did anyone ever used to read Cracked? Because that was
Yes.
Crazy.
That's what I got first published in like '83 before I worked for Eclipse.
Was it a yard sale?
And they had Cracked, huh? That's cool.
Yeah, Cracked.
That's
really a yard sale.
Yeah,
and they had
Crazy as well.
Oh, Crazy, right? Crazy, and then Marvel kind of did like, they did like Not Brand X. That was kind of their, almost like a Mad Magazine spoof of their characters.
Yeah, with Obnoxio the Clown.
Yep.
Yeah, that was Crazy. Marvel, I think, owned Crazy because Byrne did a cover with the X, whatever they were called, bursting out of the cover. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right, Annie. That was.
And then Bob McLeod did Teen Hulk, which I loved. So
Teen Hulk.
Yeah. Mean Green Teen.
Yeah.
So.
I'm starting to feel old. I'm just saying.
Hey, imagine being younger than anybody else on the show and going back and looking up all the stuff willingly. Before I met any of you guys. I was like, these comics are too serious. I want to go back to the days of Arm Fall Off Boy.
Yeah.
Cool, man. You have a Bill Ma's sketch card and comic.
Yeah. So if you just wanted to get like a nice cool piece of artwork along with the comic book, that's available. And then
you get to choose which cover with that, or is that which cover comes with?
Which character you mean? Oh, I'm sorry. Cover. I think I just bundled it with his cover since he's the artist, but I suppose I could maybe put an option in there where people could specify.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna do that, you better hurry before someone claims it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And then we've just got some multiple packs. If someone wants to get 6 or.
And then the lunch box, the executive box.
Mm-hmm.
So What is it? Just the lunchbox? Does it come with a comic? What is there more than just that? What do we got here?
That's what you looked at earlier. With all the comics and the.
All right, this is the
lunchbox. Yeah.
All of this right here. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it gets a mug too.
Yeah, little color mug and.
So wait, since there's a mug there, I'm assuming there's no thermos in the lunchbox.
No, I'm not Ethan Van Sciver yet, so
none of us are.
On the less expensive side.
If you're still doing a lunchbox and a mug,
I know, man, it's crazy. It's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, that is. I kind of wish that you had done this like back in October or September or even like around that time. So I could have acquired these as Christmas gifts.
I know
this would have been like the ultimate. I mean, there's just everybody who's a DC, anybody who's ever been a comic book fan could appreciate this. You've covered so many genres, and you know what I mean. So it's like this is okay. So anybody listening and watching right now, if you're a comic book fan and you have not backed X-Farce yet, you lose the opportunity, you're gonna feel like a schmuck.
You're screwing your life up. Like legitimately, you're messing your life up not backing the book.
Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate the love.
You get the retailer pack. Any kind of discount involved in that for retailers?
Oh yeah, quite a bit. I mean, if they were to buy it at full retail, it would be like $250 plus shipping. So it's $175. And like I said, if I didn't say already, everything is autographed, free of charge.
Fantastic. And then you have the X-Cons cover sketch pencil art.
Yeah, by Mark Lewis. He rarely sells his artwork. So if you're looking for something from Mark, he went on to work for Image, and he did a lot of stuff called The Big Bang with Gary Carlson. Has a real cool retro Kirby-esque style. So I have his pencil sketch layout for his cover with the comic for under $300.
Fantastic.
And then there's just a few of his pages that Kurt Hathaway is willing to part with because Kurt inked the 10-page X-Con story. So Mark isn't selling his pages, but Kurt said he'd be willing to sell his. So that's what you see for sale.
Nice. So those are available.
Yep.
And original art. I mean, these are, what size are these? 11 by 17s or what are they? Yep.
I think the X-Cons pages are a little off, like maybe almost like 11 by.
It says 10 by 15 here.
Yeah, 10 by 15, but Bill's cover is the typical traditional 11 by 17. Right, there you go, the penciled one. So all these are on sale this week because, like I said, my dad would have been $99, so I knocked $99 off all the original art tiers. So probably after the weekend, they're going to go back up to like $100 more. And
you got the Newt Mutants.
Yeah, I think that's a bargain because Thad works really big. I think he says his artwork is like 20. Does it say 20 by something?
Yeah, 19 by 30.
19 by 30. That's like poster. Yeah. That's bigger than a regular poster. Yeah.
So he works with acrylic, colored pencil, airbrush. He's kind of a mixed media guy. So, that cover that's going to be on our back cover, I think it's a pretty good value. It's like, I think I had it for $1,000, but now it's $900.
So if he works in acrylics, it's going to be like on canvas, or
I think so. I don't have it yet. He's still working on the interior.
It can be on Bristol, dude.
Yeah,
we can do mixed. You have mixed media Bristol.
Wouldn't Bristol? I mean, I'm just wondering if because Bristol is a little bit more absorbent than canvas.
But you have different types of Bristols. You have Bristols that are for mixed media. You have watercolor Bristol. You have
I got
medium, smooth. You have vellum.
I learn stuff on this show. You learn stuff on this show.
Because
I'm an idiot and I have to learn things. So we got the New Mutants back cover art, which looks. I mean, this looks fun. Now when you say the back cover art, is that like the finished thing all painted, or is it just the pencil? What is that?
Oh, what you see there, the full color painting.
Sweet. So
Yeah.
that's probably worth the $901 right there. So you knock 99 off. So it's so listen, you guys want this thing, right? Which is where's it at here? Here it is. This thing here, which is a nice painting. This is not like a Photoshop, clipped together kind of thing. This is a painting. $901. Obviously, probably after the weekend, it's going to be $1,000. You can get this art and say that you got it for under $1,000, and and brag. That's bragging rights. Because
hang it in your house. And well, you're good. You're good, Drew. I should have you're like a home shopping network guy. I like you.
Make your wife mad at you. Just buy it. Put it above your mantle. Take down the family portrait. Put this cover above your mantle.
Or above your bed. Above your bed's good too. If you just want to look up
on the ceiling above your bed.
Yes,
you just look at it.
Yeah.
And then lastly is Rob's cover, which is yet to still be finished. But his work, I've seen it anywhere from $1,500 to a couple thousand or more for just his line art. But he's working on Graveyard Shift, and he's got his own book and replicators, and the waiting list to have him do a cover was like 4 months.
Yeah, he's in demand, especially in this community. So
yeah,
everybody loves his work. He's an extremely talented artist who's very reliable as far as delivery of style. So
actually, Drew, I can let this crowd in on a little secret, because I think Church, I don't know if it was on your show or maybe on Critical Blast, but we were joking like, wouldn't it be funny if we advertised a Rob Willis cover and we just put his photo on it when we came out with the book? So Rob is probably going to give us a photo for the back cover to put on the back of the book, which will be something
that's fantastic.
Going to be embarrassing to his wife. So I'm not sure if that is going to be him showing off his muscles or with his dog or something like that. But we're going to have
the Burt Reynolds pose.
Yeah.
Yes, but wearing a Deadpool mask and a Depend.
Oh.
Leave the church to gross us out.
Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome.
We'll definitely post more of the artwork on our update page as Rob turns it in, and then depending on what photo he gives us, if anyone wants to sign up, just even if you're not backing, you can just follow the campaign, and so you'll get updates. Like I try to send an update like every day with what's going on and appearances and perks and sales and so forth. So if you follow the campaign, you'll get to see maybe Rob looking like he's Burt Reynolds. We'll see.
Sweet.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Guys. Make another tier for the photo.
Before we go over to 1stMan, let's see if there's any movement here. Oh, look at that! You're at 2006.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah,
you broke over 2000. Thank you. God bless you guys.
And
awesome.
That'll probably keep moving as people watch this a little bit. We tend to have people with wallets come watch this show. So
awesome.
They're not whales, but they have wallets and they do buy stuff. So
there you go.
Well, all right. So let's jump over to 1stMan. We had Andy on here before. He is basically
when it was on Kickstarter.
Yeah, when it was on Kickstarter. Yeah. You know what? I realized that I don't talk much on my shows, and there's a reason, because I say and and
and that's why I'm here. I help you. Yeah, I help you pass that little hump.
That's right.
It's always best to have a co-host. I learned that after the first show that I ever did solo. I was just like, I need somebody here to talk to, because if I'm talking to myself, I'm just going to lose my train of thought. I'm going to get distracted, and by the end of the stream, I'm just going to be playing a video game while the stream's going.
the first
as long
time
as you share the screen, I mean,
the first time I tried to do like a video or stream, right? I'm like, I'm going to do a stream and I'm going to do one of those speed drawing like 30 minutes. I ended up not talking at all. And I'm like, that's not good. I'm like, that's not good.
Well,
I gotta say something in here somewhere.
I haven't.
So I
haven't said-
re-edited it and I put a song behind. I'm like, okay, we're gonna need to practice this.
we should say hi to the chat. We got Slipstick in the chat. We got Eric McIntyre hanging out.
What's up, Eric?
We got Greg. Hey, what's up, Greg? Greg's got he just released some imagery for his Gun Demon
Yeah, and I
series.
did a trading card. I did the pencil for a trading card for him.
Nice. We got Frog G. What's up, man? Hope you're dancing sexy. And he's got like a broken hip now or something. I forget. And then we got Doomsday Kingdom Army. What's up, man? Yeah. I seriously, tomorrow, I'm expecting the books to arrive. Fucking finally.
When is that?
Tomorrow?
I think it's tomorrow.
Unless it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
And then
That's what I
Lothar-
wanted.
I was looking for Lothar. I knew he was in there somewhere. What's up, Lothar? Good to see you, man. Let's see. Green Apple. I don't think we're missing anybody else. So.
Yeah, you forgot to say hi to that Don Ching guy.
Great chat.
All right. With all that said, so Andy, you want to give us a refresher on 1stMan? I mean, obviously, there's a lot going on there.
Do the movie In a World. 1stMan is a story in a world. Oh, see, you do that much better than me. 1stMan is the story of Luke Henry, who's a college kid, freshman in college, that gets this. He gets imbued with this soul essence from another world. There's a total of 10 of these essences that are spread out across the universe. Each one is inhabiting a host body on a different planet. And Monarch, the big bad guy there, his goal is to collect all 10 so he could basically become, omnipotent, just take over everything, destroyer of worlds, I guess you could say. So, he's got one to go, and it's on Earth. He doesn't quite know the fortitude that Earthlings have, though, because he's in for it's not going to be as easy. Penumbra, the female on the back there, she has a specific tie to the essence that inhabits Luke Henry, which I don't want to give away. 64 pages, square bound, obviously full color. And it's just, I got into business 30 years ago to draw superhero comics, and I pretty much did. And I want to get back to doing my own stuff and do my own superhero again. I created the guy back when I was about 13, 14 years old. So I dusted him off. His costume's a little different from how he looked back then, but not too much. And I actually created her back then as well. So
yeah.
And,
so okay, this I like the way this looks. I mean, I think this is cool. It looks really fun. It's obviously pro quality because it's drawn by a pro. So what have you not told us yet that you would like to tell us about this that's really like super cool? Like, what is irresistible about this book in your mind?
Me.
That's a good answer.
I mean,
in this medium, that's the product. It's you.
Yeah, it's a standalone story, so I think that helps out. So there's no to be continued or anything. Obviously, I want to do more stories with these characters, but this is a standalone. It's just a fun. I like to say it's a fun throwback to the Silver Age style of comics. That's what I grew up on, where no BS, just fun heroics. Kind of like the sympathetic characters that Stan Lee did back in the original, the early one Marvel Age with Peter Parker and even like the Thing when he became when Ben Grimm became the Thing. It's got fun stuff in it. Like I do my version of the Marvel Universe bio pages for each of the characters, and I show the one for Apollo. hero in a campaign. There's a single page origin of the character as well. There's a it's funny you were talking about the Hostess ads. I do my own parody Hostess ad in a retro style. It's done in I love John Buscema as a kid growing up. Loved his art, him and his brother Sal. So I kind of tried to do a John Buscema-esque style for the Hostess ad. And it's, I don't know, it's just fun. And that's it. That's the fake Hostess ad. That's it.
Cool.
Yeah, fruit pies even. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah.
It's hosted.
Take it back.
Hostess fruit pies.
Yes, Hostess fruit pies.
So
Andy, did you work with Bart Sears? Because your stuff looks so much like Bart Sears. Did you work with him?
Yeah, I've known Bart for 30 years. He was actually a mentor of mine when I was going to the Kubert School.
Ah.
I don't like to say the word teacher because technically he wasn't my teacher, because he was teaching there when I was a senior, but he was teaching second year students, not third year. So I kind of just introduced myself to him one morning and showed him my work. And I guess he liked it because, you know, we became fast friends, and then he would kind of mentor me and tutor me after school, after hours and stuff. I'd go hang out at his place while he was drawing Justice League Europe and do my homework, and he would give me pointers. He actually let me draw some backgrounds like buildings and shit in Justice League Europe.
Wow.
For him. So that my first comic work was drawing buildings in Justice League Europe. Buildings and control panels. I did some buildings and I did some control panels in their headquarters. And then he was the one that
You're
took
sitting
me
there
up to
thinking, you got to be sitting there thinking, man, I finally get to draw Justice League. And he's sitting there like, man, I don't have to draw those damn backgrounds.
You know, it's funny because when I started, my first work at Marvel was Quasar. That was my first monthly book. And I don't know if you guys know who Tim Townsend is. He's an inker. Tim actually, before he broke in as an inker in the business at Extreme Studios, we all lived in Orlando, and he would come by the studio, and I had him draw some backgrounds for me in Quasar. So, you know, way to start out. It's not too, you know, if you have the drawing ability and stuff, having somebody draw some buildings isn't that difficult. And you know, Bart went in on the buildings I did and did some little tweaks and just showed me some extra things to make them look better, for lack of a better word. And I did the same thing with Tim. He would bring the pages back and I'd go, oh, this is cool. You can add some lines here to give it a little more depth and dimension and whatnot. So, but yeah, to answer your question, Bart and I shared a studio for a while in the 90s. And, you know, our desks were right next to each other and stuff. So he did a variant cover for me as well.
Yeah, I was just noticing that. It's like, you know, right here.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the Bart variant cover. And I also did a program book, which is a 40-page kind of behind the scenes making of 1stMan, where I've got guest artists showing their rendition of 1stMan for the first 14 or so pages of the book. And then the rest of the program book is just, you know, sketches, page layouts, panels I didn't like that I trashed and redid, so you can see like, oh, this is what I was going to do, and this is what actually got printed, things like that. And that's a 40-page book to itself. So
beautiful.
So before we go for the perks, which we were about to, let's check out the video. Let's do the trailer.
Short and sweet, baby.
1stMan. You know the drill. A college kid is imbued with great power and likes it. Penumbra has other plans, and hand delivers him to Monarch, a fun 64-page action-packed comic book harkening back to the glory days of Marvel Comics, only on Indiegogo.
There it is.
Very nice.
Good teaser.
Short and tight. Just get to the point. Plus, I'm just not as inventive as like Don is with that movie. Like I saw yours open up with the green, like a movie trailer, and I was like, "That is awesome."
Thanks,
I
man.
steal that. I might steal
Yeah.
that idea.
See, that I was really impressed. I actually had not watched your trailer before, because it's been a really busy week for me. So I usually do watch everybody's trailer, but I you have a reputation that precedes you. So I knew that your X-Farce was definitely something I wanted to have on the show and share with everybody. But the when I saw the trailer was the first time was tonight, and I was really impressed, man.
Thanks, man.
I laughed over and over.
Oh, good.
It's good.
I've accomplished my mission then.
Yeah.
So there's the 1stMan program book for $15. And
there's just the top is a featured tier, which is basically the regular, the book with my cover, the book with Bart's cover, and the program book.
Right. I was going to go through all that, and then I was going to come back so that we had that all explained ahead of time. You know what I mean? But since you jumped the gun,
Sorry.
Premature. Whatever.
That word.
Yeah, that word.
I get it. I get it.
So the featured tier is
so there you go.
All three books. But here is one of them would be the program book. Another one would be the printed book here, which is the book with this cover that we see that's next to it. Now this is the 64-page graphic novel, right?
Yep, and it's square bound, so not stapled, but square bound, perfect bind.
Excellent. And then this is the Bart Sears variant cover, which is the same book, just with the Bart Sears cover on it. I was trying to see, is there a larger version of that cover here for us to view?
Yep.
There it is.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. And if you get all three of those, that's what the featured is. And then the 1stMan book and program book, that's just those two together, right?
Yep.
And then we have the 6x9 head sketch in the book.
Yeah, back cover. So the cover is going to be heavier stock, so it can be drawn in like that.
Nice. So then after that, we have the single figure commission. Now, is that going to be a figure from the book? Is that anything they can choose that, how's that work?
No, they can pick they can, same with the head sketch. The way I usually do it is I just ask the person to send me 3 ideas and then I pick one. So, it could be Storm, Colossus, Captain America, and then I'll just pick which one. So so they get what they want, but it's still a surprise.
I was going to toss that in there, Ace, but thank you for beating me to the punch and sharing the link. So now the link is in the chat. If you guys have not got there, the link is in the chat. It's also in the description below the video and in the show more area on YouTube if you happen to be there. So the single figure commission, that sounds like a goal. And then the Justice League sketch cover.
And that's larger too down on the page. But yeah, since there hadn't been any conventions this past year, I usually take sketch covers to cons that I do at home and sell them at cons, but there hasn't been any. So I have like a stack of sketch covers sitting here. So I figured I'll just throw one up, and I went for broke with the one that has a ton of characters on it. So
nice. Very, very cool. All right. This is I mean, seriously, it's like, this is kind of like an easy communication. You know what I mean? This is a good book. So we're going to have to dig into this so that people feel compelled to buy this. Cause it's too easy for me to just let it go, because we had you on when you had it on Kickstarter, and it's like I already know a bunch of stuff. So, but I got to remember that there's people that have not seen this who are going to watch this video.
So you act like you never heard about it.
Right. So who is this? Who's this girl again?
That is Penumbra. She has her own agenda in the story, so she's not all that it seems to be. Like, because when you look at the preview pages, it comes across that she's kind of like Monarch's lackey, but there's a little more to it than that. with her. And like I said, she has a special tie to the specific essence that is part of Luke Henry now. And Luke Henry changes into 1stMan kind of like Billy Batson changes into Shazam. The difference is, if you guys remember the Firestorm character where the professor could talk to, I think is it Ronnie Raymond who becomes Firestorm? I can never remember. I should actually
think
look that
so. Yeah.
So basically the professor, when Ronnie Raymond is Firestorm, when he merges with the professor can talk to him, and only obviously Ronnie can hear him. And back then, the way they drew it was, they would just draw that floating head. Whereas in this, the essence of Apollo can talk to Luke Henry when he's in this form, but obviously only, Luke hears it in his head. Kind of like when Rick Jones and Captain Marvel would switch places in the 70s, they could hear each other.
So when he's not Apollo, right? Then Apollo is his imaginary friend, basically. So like this scene here, Apollo isn't really sitting on the couch. He just sees him.
No, he is, because that's his dad. Like, these pages aren't in order. I just picked some of the ones I thought were cooler to get colored up.
Oh,
so
this
is
his dad. Okay, right.
That's his dad. And at the page before that, he's basically saying, "Dad, chill, it's me." And his dad passes out. So that's with the 3 panels of his dad waking up and to the other side of the couch. So
I guess you have to read the book in order to catch on to all
that. Yeah. I don't think it's necessary for Kickstarter, or not Kickstarter, but Indiegogo or any crowdfunding campaigns to necessarily show pages in continuity order. I think it's more important, at least for things I've backed too. I just rather see cool stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I personally, I get hooked if somebody gives me their first few pages. You know what I mean? Like the first page or two, especially if the first page or two shows that the story is like going to be really good. You know what I mean? Sure. I'm like all, I get kind of hooked, but that's that. I mean, I don't even, just so you guys know, I don't even do that on my own campaigns. So I have my entire thing done before I launch it. So
and this is 95% done. I mean, on my part, coloring wise, the coloring is in production because I'm not doing the coloring. I have somebody I'm working with. Art, black and white art wise, I have, I think, 4 pages left to go. So it's at the finish line. And then scripting wise, I'm working with a friend of mine I've known for over 30 years on the actual dialogue part of it, because he's just better at it than I am. And I don't mind saying that. So
I was looking for you used to have a sketch of him that you did when you were a kid, right? I mean, you on the Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, that's not on there.
Yeah. I was looking for that so I could bring it up, but that was on the Kickstarter one. So, all right. So where is the image of Luke when he's not Apollo?
Go back up. There's a shot of the 4 characters standing next to each other.
There we
go. Above that, there it is. So basically, he's rocking in at a solid 5'10", my height. It's respectable. And Apollo's 7 feet, a number 6, and the big bad man is 8.
Wow. He would not be able to stand up in my house.
So I did them all in scale for that one shot. But then they'll all have their own bio pages and stuff.
So but why is Monarch on his tiptoes? Is he just does he not feel
tall enough? He's hovering, man. He's hovering.
Oh, he's hovering. Okay.
Come on now. They're not all actually standing. Yeah, he's hovering just like she is. I'm trying to find that the shot that you're talking about that I did when I was a wee lad of 13. You think I'd have it pretty? Yeah, I don't know where the hell it is. That's odd. Well, that's embarrassing anyhow.
That's why I wanted to bring it up.
I know.
That's why he deleted it from his computer.
That's why he deleted it. Oh, that's great. That's
I
great.
have the original still somewhere in my closet.
So
I know that.
explain this to the
You
audience.
should put it for sale in there.
Now, explain. Oh, that's my introduction thing. So I can actually show, because somebody asked me that the other day. So basically, the guy, I went to the Joe Kubert school. Joe Kubert is a pioneer in the industry, and Joe would do that when he introduced comics. So this is an issue of Tor, and there's Joe sitting at his desk introing the story. And I love stuff like that. So for my own book, I'm like, you know what? It's my world. I'll do whatever I want in my world. So I will be introing the story.
Nice.
For the readers. And then, if in issue 2, there will not be a intro panel like that, because I've done it once. Don't need to do it all the time. Or maybe in that one I'll do it topless. You never know.
Yeah. Just keep your pants on.
Of course.
It's his world. Don't tell him how to live his life.
That's true. It is my world. I could do it in boxers.
Andy, you look like you're tall. Are you tall?
Am I? No, I'm only 5'10".
Oh, okay.
I'm as tall as that strapping young lad, Luke Henry.
Yeah, 5'10" is considered absolutely perfectly average. So
actually, I thought 5'8" was average for guys, but I'll take 5'10". Taller than my wife, that's all that matters. She's 5 feet. I tower over her. So
yeah, they used to have a stipulation that I don't know if it still exists, but I think it probably does, that you can't be over 5'10" and still be an astronaut.
I could see that. I don't like sitting on planes flying for 2 hours, so I couldn't imagine being an astronaut in the little capsule flying up.
It was always a dream of mine to be an astronaut, but I have poor eyesight, so I could never be a pilot. So it didn't work out for me. So,
yep, I always wanted to be a pilot, but same thing. You got to have 20/20, and I don't even think they take people with LASIK, but I'm not sure.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
yeah.
You want it perfect out of the gate.
What about Space Force? Will they let you in Space Force?
Maybe.
You mean Space Farce?
Space Farce. That's a good book. So there it is.
I'm sure somebody's already done it. I'm pretty sure it's probably already been done.
Space Farce?
It's probably. I bet you if I Google it, somebody's probably done it.
It has. Chuck Dixon did. I think Chuck Dixon wrote it.
That was Trump's.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was Chuck Dixon and Tim Lim, right?
I think so. Yeah. I want to say.
Well, there's the TV series called Space Farce, also.
No, that's just Space Force, isn't it?
No, that's the Netflix show. I just Googled it. And apparently, there's a Space Farce TV show too. Well, one episode's a pilot episode, so who knows if it's going to do anything.
With Steve Carell.
No, that's Space.
That's Steve Force. That's Space Force.
That's Space Force.
Yeah, I'm researching right now.
It picked up for season 2. So.
And there's a Space Farce Trump shirt available on Amazon.
Yeah, that was in 2018. Did it ever? I don't even think it aired.
Oh, wow.
It was probably just a pilot.
Yeah.
I like your logo too. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, my buddy
says comedy based on a few years after the forming of the U.S. Space Force. Yeah.
There you go. My buddy I went to the Kubert school with, Steve Dutro, designed the logo for me. And the only direction I said was, I like old school comic book logos that you can read from 6 feet away. So give me something bold and blocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Steve's the man. He's been in the business for as long as I have, and he's worked for everybody, and he's doing the lettering for the inside of the book as well.
I would say the most important thing about a logo, especially on a comic book, is gotta be legibility. If you can't read it, you know what I mean? And the truth of the matter is, think about this. How many times has somebody mentioned a comic book and they called it by the wrong name? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And it's because of how it looked. What's up, Mandy? What's up?
Hello, Mandy.
Hi, Mandy.
Yep, I agree totally. I like logos that are big and bold and just have that comic book feel. I mean, there's so many books out there now, but some of the logos I look at and I'm like, it's okay. Like, I like it if it was like a movie or something, but on a comic, I'm like, I don't want to have to think too hard about what I'm reading. I want to know what that logo says.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, with Captain Love, my whole concept behind the logo is I wanted to be like stencil, you know, like on like because he's a space trucker. So you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. No, I really dig this. I really dig what you got going on here. I dug it when it was on Kickstarter. I was disappointed to see that, you know, that didn't take off like it should have. But you know, you're on Indiegogo now, and you've
second time's a charm.
Yeah, and it's kicking butt, and I'm sure it'll do a lot more. So you have right now 17 days left on this campaign, and this is your first 30. So you may or may not decide. I mean, here's the thing: it's like I've realized that people have caught on to that whole extending thing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I for the last 2 campaigns I've run on Indiegogo, once it went into the second 30, it didn't like move much. You know what I mean? It moved a lot in the first 30. People used to say it was, you know, you had a third, then a third, then a third. I don't know if that rule flies anymore.
Right.
Because I've been watching other campaigns. I've been, you know, for a long time. I've been doing this show for we've been doing this show for a little over a year. You know, been watching other campaigns, my own campaigns. I think the model's changed a little bit. It seems like the first week pushes hard, and then it kind of trickles for the first 30, and then everybody gets that warning that you're going to quit. You know what I mean? The campaign's going to end. They kind of do a little rush at the end of that 30. And then it just kind of like trickles about the same pace after that as you would get like if you're going to do an in-demand campaign, except you do get a little teeny tiny bump at the very, 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 very end. You know what I mean? Not like it was on the first campaign when it was, you know, a third, a third, and a third. You know what I mean? And a lot of other campaigns, they see a third and a third and a third. I think that if you set your marketing to target a third, and a third, where you're like actually pushing heavy at those points, you might see something similar to that. But I'm seeing less and less and less of that. So so if you don't extend it and you decide just to go in demand, I mean, you're already funded. You know what I mean? It may not be a bad thing. You may not see a difference at all. Then again, I'm not telling you how to run your campaign. You know what I mean? You do understand. I'm sure you understand the concept of going 30 and 30 is that you get 2 3-day warnings with Indiegogo. So.
Right. No, that's cool. We shall see. I'm just excited for it. You know, I worked on a page. I finished another page today. I got another one printed out in blue so I can start inking it tomorrow, since I draw the stuff on digitally on my computer, then print it out to ink. So
what's Apollo's powers? I don't think we addressed that today. We talked about that before, but
it's cosmic in the sense of flight through, you know, space and stuff. I mean, when he's in that form, he doesn't have to breathe. So flight, cosmic blast, you know, ray blast, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, super strength, which if you're going to have super strength, you have a certain amount of invulnerability, which was something I never thought about, how when you give one power, it was John Byrne. I'm trying to remember how he said it, but John Byrne basically said most heroes can't have just one power because, for instance, if you give a guy super strength, and let's say I had super strength and I could pick up a tank, well, if I didn't have invulnerability and I picked the tank up, it would just crush me.
Right.
You know, so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool to think about. So, you know, he's got a certain amount of invulnerability, and I haven't explored a lot more beyond that yet. I mean, there is something in the end of the book that happens that's pretty cool, but yeah, I don't want to give that away. Penumbra's power is kind of like a dark force. So picture Green Lantern, except she doesn't need a ring, and it's all dark energy that comes out.
Apparently, if you follow DC, Green Lantern doesn't need a ring anymore either.
Really?
What?
Yeah, they just did one. Seriously, and I was when I was doing my research for today's episode, checking out what's recent in comics. There's a whole article about it's the Black Green Lantern did not need it. He did save the world and did not use a ring. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. It's just no longer needs his ring kind of thing.
I did not know that. Well, she does not need a ring either. And then Monarch is just basically, not all powerful. He can definitely be defeated, but yeah, I don't really want to get too much into Monarch.
you want to reveal.
I don't want to reveal too much about him. So, I've already said that out of. Oops, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I already said that out of there's the 10 essences out there. I think I said this. He's collected 9 of the 10. So Luke Apollo is the last one he has to collect. And like I said, one of the things that's coming to Earth, he'll discover is Earthlings have a certain fortitude, and it's not going to be as easy to get as the previous 9 were. So,
yeah.
Which also can lead to other stories down the road. When I touch on the previous 9 in the book, but I don't go into in-depth detail.
Right, so backstory, lots of room.
Backstory stuff.
Yeah, lots of room for backstory there. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, well, that would make it 9 backstories, wouldn't it?
Pretty much. So.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. Okay, so 1stMan looks great. X-Farce looks great. If you have not backed these books yet, what the hell's wrong with you? Seriously, back these books. No. So let's see. We've pushed this a little bit tonight. Let's see what we've got here. So you've gone to 60.
Oh, all right. So, one more up. I like it. I like it.
So I think we can call this a show. Oh wait. I'm sorry, we can't. There's something else we have to address.
There's got to be something.
There's always something. Before we go, Sim, you want to talk about your little project here?
Yeah, Townsend and Nav Verse. Sorry.
You had food in your mouth?
Not really.
I hope
I was just working, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna. And I thought you were gonna open with the,
Is Church still with us? Is Church still with us?
You went to put the kid down. He said.
No, I left.
Oh,
he left. He's throwing his voice.
No, it's because I muted my headset and I forgot. So I didn't. Somebody came in and I was talking and you guys didn't hear me.
I just now saw the private chat from Church. Dude, what do the kids do to you? You got to put them down.
Look, man. Sometimes you got to make that call.
He took him to a farm. Don't worry, they'll be fine.
That long drive to the country.
That long drive to the country.
So yeah, people, go back to Townsend and Nav Verse. It's an anthology series leading to my main series called Not the Merc. So right now we're in the process of getting everything colored. What we unlock is the fact that right now I found all the black and whites of the old stuff that was printed between 2012 and 2015, and it's all getting remastered and recolored for this issue right now. And I've also added 10 more pages, so it's half old stuff, half new stuff. So technically, it's all the world building that I'm putting behind Not the Merc that I'm putting as one comic. So it's all short stories introducing different characters. They can be friends or foes. Right? You'll find out when you get to the Not the Merc. And there's 3 issues so far planned. And right now I got with me on there 3 amazing colorists working with me. I got Scottman, and I got Michael Beacon from 7 Legions, and I got Inkspot working on coloring the interior presentation.
Cool.
And you definitely want it. And you also, right there, you also have available in digital my previous book called Blood Hunt, which is an 80-page assassin vampire gone on a freaking revenge bender.
Yeah, I've got to read that. That's fun. That book is definitely fun. It's he definitely does not take himself seriously when he makes that book. And
yeah, and one thing for sure is this is not a superhero. This is not a hero. it's an assassin
Yeah.
that gets betrayed and turned into a vampire. So he's a monster for hire.
Very cool.
Wait, did you find it, Andy?
I did.
You did.
I didn't mean for you to cut Sim off, but yeah, there it is. I found it. That's what he originally looked like.
Excellent. You need to go back to that immediately.
The feet are making me tickle here. I'm just saying.
Right? I like the hole that he's standing on top of myself. So
he can fly, Andy. Come on! Don't you know your own character? That's
right. So yes, that's he had the hairstyle I had at that point in my life. So, so there you go.
Excellent. So check out Nat the Merc. We'll throw that link here in the chat if Ace hasn't beat me to it. Let's see here. There it goes. So
and right now the previous cover, the exclusive cover, is not available anymore. So don't look for it.
Okay.
There's only one cover,
Wow.
and you can get Blood Hunt too.
That's sweet.
Those are that's the interior cover for Royal Rumble.
Nice.
That's colored by Michael Beacon from Seven Legions, and if he goes up, you have the main cover of the books colored, inked and colored by Scottman. No, that one.
That's cool.
And what's underneath it, that's colored by Inkspot, and that's going to be the interior the interior cover and the credit page.
Nice.
And it's going to say cue the music on the top left, and you're going to have the credits on the right.
Very cool.
Yeah, very, very nice.
And right now, the two first 100 physical book backers get a sketch card with their book. Right now, what we have unlocked, you get 3 stickers by 6 a.m. and 2 prints that are comic book size on card stock. So $25 for all that's not that bad.
Tales from the Nav Verse. This ongoing anthology collects short stories introducing characters within the Nav Verse and are all connected to the main series, Nav the Merc. This 64-plus page perfect bound anthology series collects short stories introducing Nat, Lawani, Rose, Zed, and other characters within the Nav Verse that you'll get to know and love in this prelude. This volume contains 2 previously published Nat stories, as well as the previously published Helena Rose stories, introducing you to those characters. In addition, you'll also be receiving 2 brand new stories by Simon Sim-Paultier. Royal Rumble, colored by Seven Legions Michael Beacon. Also, Nat and Zed, colored by Spartan Scotsman of Xenotype. Arm up and fire off into the Nav Verse.
Cool. Wow.
Nice.
Thanks.
Good
The
job.
video was put together by Red Gaze, and the animation at the end, that was me having fun.
That's cool.
Sparkle was here earlier. You guys got to, if you hadn't met her before, you got to meet her. She narrated this.
Greetings. My name is Spade. That stands for Synchronized Protocol Artificial Intelligence Delegate, and I am living software. I want to tell you about this amazing person I'm blessed enough to be companions with. His name is Love. Captain Love is a space trucker and a famous war hero. He once saved the solar system from a madman's reign. Some people believe him to be immortal, but if you were to ask him, he would say he just hasn't died yet. Captain Love regularly and somewhat reluctantly finds himself on wild adventures that could potentially change the course of the solar system. There always seems to be a friend of his in trouble, and some sinister person, evil organization, or jealous husband trying to kill him. Sometimes it's friends, or a woman's attention that gets him in what seems like a tough situation. But regardless, I am always there with him. I look after him, and I know him better than anyone ever will. He is a really good man, no matter what anyone else says.
And you feel like the universe is caving in, there'll be love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again, there'll be love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue.
And we are expecting books to arrive tomorrow. Posters are in, shipping supplies are in, just waiting for the books to arrive so I can bag and board them and send them out to the backers. Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I want to thank everybody who has backed and supported Captain Love. It has been a long, intense journey so far, and I mean this has been a crazy year. I mean my whole game plan for 2020 my entire game plan for 2020 was turned to shit because, excuse my language, turned to poo because of COVID. No conventions or anything. Yet the community and the backers have and the ability to do live streams has definitely helped us keep the series from getting tanked. Enough money to keep it flowing, keep it going, and I appreciate that because I had no idea I would still be like wishing that we could do campaigns, in 2021, and it sounds like we're going to be going all the way to the summer. So I definitely am grateful for this community and the support that they've shown Captain Love and everybody else. And I have announced it before. There is a new series coming. I'm not sure if I'm going to crowdfund it, but I'm trying to figure out a way to make an exclusive crowdfunding version for everybody. The series is called Heartless. It is basically a superhero that isn't superhero. You know what I mean? His power is based on his walk with his creator. It's an interesting journey into the basically a human introspection with what it could take to actually have to fight demons. Anyway, I get into that more later. I will be happy to talk about all that on another time. But right now, back X-Farce, back Not the Merc, back 1stMan, back some Captain Love, and we will see you guys next time on Indie Comics Interviews. We broadcast, just so you know, we broadcast every Tuesday, if we can. There's some exceptions, sorry. But we broadcast every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Mark your calendars, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell so you know when we're going live. And we will see you next time